Hi, welcome to part two of the two-part video session on how to use Twitter during PD Week. My name is Andre Laflamme, and I'm the Project and Program Administration Officer at FMI National. Now, what we're going to be doing in this video is I will be illustrating many of the concepts that I discussed in the PowerPoint presentation from the first video by opening up Twitter and opening up the PD Week mobile site and showing you a lot of these things in practice. So let's get started. First thing you gotta do is of course go to Twitter. Now once you bring up Twitter, the first thing it will ask you to do is to sign up if you don't have an account. This is really a very easy process. All you have to do is put in your name, your email address, and a password, and click the sign up button. Once you do this, it will fill out all the fields for you. All you really have to do is choose your username that you want or your handle. And once you have that, you create the account and you're ready to go. Now, of course, I already have an account, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'll do is sign into the FMI National account and show you some of the concepts that I was discussing in the first video. Now, once you sign in, the first thing you'll see is the home page. On this home page, you'll see a list of tweets from all your followers, all the people that you are following. They're just listed by whoever tweeted most recently. In this list of tweets here, we can see a number of different concepts that I was trying to discuss in the first one. First thing you can see is hashtags. You can see a number of hashtags in these tweets. There's a hashtag there. There's some more down here, and I'm sure if I scroll down, I can easily find more hashtags. Once again, hashtags are a way of identifying the topic of the tweet that was sent out. So in this case, MidHacks was tweeting about an award that they were sending out. So they identified that by doing the MidHacks Awards 2013. Down further, the Ottawa Citizen was sending out something related to Ottawa News, so they identified it that way with that hashtag. The other thing that you might notice too is handles. There are a few handles that you can see here. There's one right here that Kim Garst sent out. You could also see one here from the National Post. So once again, these handles, what they're doing is they're notifying those specific users that they're trying to get in contact. In this case, Kim Garst was clearly replying to a specific tweet that was sent out by CO King 138 and thanking them for whatever was sent to her initially. In this case, National Post was cross-posting something from the National Post sports section. So once again, that's a way of identifying, of calling someone's attention to the tweet that's being sent out. So a few things that you could do here from this list. The first one that I discussed was retweeting. So let's say that there was a tweet here that I really liked and that I really thought I needed to share with my Twitter followers, with FMI Twitter's followers. Let's say that I really thought that they need to see the photos of the Forever 15 in Brooklyn, whatever that happens to be. Well, by just clicking the retweet button, that will automatically send that out to everyone that's following FMI National. And let's say another thing that I can do rather is I could reply to any tweet that I see here. So let's say I really want to talk back to the New York Times about this. Well, by hitting the reply button, it will just automatically open up a box that has the New York Times hashtag in there, and I could write anything that I thought was appropriate. And once I send that out, that will notify the New York Times that I was trying to get their attention to this tweet, and it will also share that tweet with everyone who's following the New York Times. I'm not going to do that in this case because I'm not actually sure what the Forever 15 is, but that's an example of something you could do. What we're going to do instead is we're going to look into the PD Week and how this all applies to PD Week. So the first thing you should do is search for the PD Week hashtag that I was talking about in the last video, which is of course #sign PD Week 2013. Once you search for that, it'll bring up all the tweets that have been sent with that hashtag in it. In this case, unfortunately, all those tweets are from FMI National, it seems, with one from Miss Arnold. But of course, once the 4-day event begins, we should start to see a lot more coming in from delegates as well who are tweeting about the event with all the promotion that we're doing for it. Now, in this case, you're seeing all of them related to PD PD Week, and I'll show you what you would do if you want to send out a tweet relevant to PD Week. So in order to compose a tweet, you just click on the little feather and paper icon there, and you have 140 characters for this tweet. So let's say that you really liked Andrew Leslie, right? The keynote speaker, Andrew Leslie. So you just wanted to tweet that. You want to tweet that and let everyone know that you thought Andrew Leslie was a great speaker. Well, you can just send this out, and that would be fine, but this would just go to Twitter, and basically only your followers would see it. Now, there's a few things you could do to increase the exposure to this, or maybe even limit the exposure to get it more concentrated on the people who would be interested in seeing this. The first thing you could do is include the PD Week hashtag in there, right? By just typing that in at the end of the tweet, this will come up on the PD Week 2013 hashtag feed. So anyone who were to search for this will come up right here at the end of the result. It will also come up on the Twitter feed on the mobile site that I'll show you in a second. That's the first thing you could do. But if you even wanted to expand this a bit more, another thing you could do is replace Andrew Leslie with his handle. In this case, Andrew Leslie's handle is Lieutenant General Leslie. So by replacing the name Andrew Leslie with Lieutenant General Leslie there, not only will you share this with everyone at PD Week that you think he's a great speaker, but Andrew Leslie will be notified directly that you think he's a great speaker, and all of his followers will be able to see this praise that you're sending him as well. So there's a great example of something you could do during PD Week directly from the Twitter site. Now, I realize, of course, that you won't all be sitting at your computers during PD Week, so how would we really do this based on a mobile phone? Well, the best way to do all this stuff on a mobile phone is to go to the PD Week website, the PD Week mobile site. And that is, of course, mobi.fmi.ca. I would recommend that everyone put this into their favorites on their telephone. So from this site, you can see right away the third link listed here is the Twitter feed for PD Week 2013. So by just clicking on this link and giving it a second, it will bring up all the tweets that have been sent with PD Week in it. So you can see all these tweets right here. It will refresh in real time, and it will show once again anything that had that hashtag in it. Now, once you scroll down to the bottom here, you'll be able to see a place where you can tweet. By clicking on this on your mobile phone, it will bring up a little box. Assuming you're already signed into Twitter, where all you have to do is share your tweet. So once again, you could do Andrew Leslie, just like that, and by tweeting that will appear on the Twitter feed that you see here, and everyone else will be able to see it as well. So definitely something to keep in mind there. That's the first way that you can tweet about PD Week at the event through the mobile site. But there is another way as well. The other way would be to go to the schedule and streams. Here you have a list of all the speakers, and once you see this list, you can click on any given speaker, and it will bring up their bio. I realize this isn't here now, but during PD Week, right above where it says biography here, there'll be a little button that you can click on where you can tweet about this speaker, and by clicking on that, it will bring up the same box that we saw earlier that you can see on PD Week. And of course, you can access this directly. You don't have to go through the schedule. You can access this directly through the speaker list as well. By clicking on any of these speakers, there'll be buttons available on each one of them where you can share your thoughts on PD Week. The final thing I want to point out before we finish off here is the Twitter FAQ. So many of the things that I covered in these two videos are all available right here. By just going to the schedules and streams and then clicking on tweet about your session, there's a very concise, frequently asked questions that goes over pretty much everything I talked about here in these two videos. Give you a quick reference guide to anything you need to know related to Twitter. So just another thing to keep in mind in case you're at PD Week and you forget about something that I discussed here earlier. Great reference guide there. I'm really hoping that we can get a lot of you tweeting and really increase the conversation online to try and get young blood interested in FMI and try to increase our exposure online. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed these two videos, and I hope to see you on the Twitterverse at PD Week. Thanks all for tuning in.